Righto, so I got the instrument cluster back together, and like I've said before, this bike is just never going to be real pretty. That said, this cleaned up okay, and there was a few things here. The speedo cable hadn't been connected for eons, and I had to dig that out because there was yet another wasp nest or something excuse me, inside the square drive. Then I made sure the square drive from the speedo cable, the new speedo cable, went in because there wasn't one fitted. And then these globes, so these idiot lights here, just had to replace all bar one because it was missing. And then the one for the speedo itself. Now what's interesting here, this is why I'm sort of bothering to film, this little wire here is also part of the insulation, as my torch is buggered. So the back of this, on this particular plug which goes in, is part of the vibration insulation for the speedo itself. Now I was going to pause here. Righto, sorry about that. Now these are really fragile, these freaking things. In fact, they've all broken and perished. Good luck trying to find new ones. I've just done my best so they're going to stay in place, and when obviously it's mounted, it'll help hold it there. So that was really interesting to work out why there's this little cutout where my finger is. That's why, because that wire goes in there. And also the 6-volt bulbs that I bought do not fit the instrument. So it's got to be a smaller head version of this. So if you're ever doing that, the hole won't permit the bulb in. I was going to drill it out, for God's sakes. So that's that. It's back together. Key works nice now, it didn't before. So it was just some lanolin I chucked in there. So that's that. And the other thing is, it's a little bit annoying after you spend $100 on a bloody book, is that for the TC100, I don't need the torch now, we've got the standard wiring and it's all laid out nicely, except one thing, there's no colour coding. No colour coding. For the other ones they don't have either. Some of them they do, and there we go. So they've named them what they are. You know, these ones have got colour. But back to the good old TC100, my old bus, nothing, mum. Now I downloaded this off the net and it happens to be in colour. Don't ask me where I got it, I just Googled it. But when it printed out it was blurry as buggery. But between the two, I can work it out. Information is just priceless. So anyway, that's that. Now it's going to get on to putting all the wiring back into the bike. And I'm relying on photos, to be honest with you. And if you're pulling something apart like this where there's just crap everywhere, and this thing there was, do yourself a favour. We do it in aviation, I've said it before. Take photos. You've all got a phone, take photos as you pull things apart. It'll help you going back together, because there's nothing in the book. Nothing. Anyway. Righto, just a quickie. This turned up in the mail yesterday, and it's a switch, and it's common to most old Suzukis, even some hydraulic ones I understand. Saw a video on how to assemble it because there's nothing in the book yet again. A little bit vague, did their best, and unfortunately I'm not going to pull it apart again, but it comes in 4 pieces. One is a little plastic slot which slides up and down, plastic piece that slides up and down inside this cavity. 2, tiny little spring, don't lose it. 3, a little U-shaped bit of copper goes over the spring into the cavity within the little plastic block. Then this phenolic block with the copper contacts on it in here. My point of recording is that these phenolic blocks have got slots in them, and they permit you to create a good adjustment of your switch. And hence the multimeter. So I'll just bring this up so it's nice and close, and as you can see, just a little bit, boom, 1 ohm. So just that much, and I reckon that is bloody good. Close back up, open circuit. So this is a good way to test it on the bench before you put it on your bike and try and rig it up on the bike. If you happen to have it off the bench, just test it with a multimeter. Obviously, closed circuit, open circuit, light off, light on. Anyway, I just thought I'd show that. Sorry I didn't film it better. Righto, quick update. Starting to get a bit of VP. So just mocking up all this wiring. Remember, this bike didn't have a light fitted to it. Nothing at all. So I've had to go through every last connection, every last wire. I ended up going outside what the diagram said and just got the battery earth and put it to a good connection with the chassis, same as I did on the XC, if anyone remembered. Probably not, probably one person, me. And I use this little device here. So you can buy these on eBay. These are an aviation tool generally, but you can use them in any application. They've got a little porthole, so it's a 1/8 one, and it's for making an earth onto an airframe, but it works just as well on a car or a motorbike. So this is the main wire that feeds back into the loom. So I made that a nice clean connection here, put a terminal on the other earth wire, and joined it up. Where did I do that now? I'm trying to remember where I did it. Somewhere on the body. I'm trying to remember what I did. I can't remember. Sorry about that. But I put another one onto the frame. So it seems to work. Remember this thing, it's not electric start or anything. So we have an idiot light. That's terrific, and it works. That's great. It'll come back on. It'll still be good. Come on, you frickin' thing. There. And the indicator idiot light, where the indicators don't flash. It's obviously that's dead, but they're in the right orientation now. So the switch in here was orientated the wrong way. So a bit of a nightmare, this switch. Don't know if these are going to work at all. I'm sort of a bit over it at the moment. I had to modify that switch so it would even select. But the horn's just epic. Oh yeah, it's gonna save you. Anyway, my wife's looking at me going, "What are you doing, you idiot?" I'll never road register it. Obviously, it's got dirt tyres because I just thought I'd make the bike complete. So I think it worked out. I've done a mock-up. All the wiring just hides in this headlight here. So in that housing, that's the purpose of it. I'm gonna guess there's supposed to be some rubber insulation around that, and I'll come to that later, work out something with that. I'd imagine there's probably a couple of dirty big grommets you can buy. I did download from CMC, God bless their cotton socks. They have a pretty comprehensive, step over the Labrador, comprehensive parts catalogue, which I was able to download and print out. It's not real clear, but you sort of get the picture. And it's got every fish that they've got a hold of. And then you can go back to the photos on their website and it'll tell you what the part numbers are for each individual item. So I'll just flick back through here and probably find what I need. Might be able to find those grommets. I bought these. What a travesty. That's just junk. I think we'll rebend that and repaint them, I think, because I'm fairly certain that's not meant to be like that. I don't know what they've done, but anyway, we'll come back to that. So whether a headlight gets to work today or not, I really don't care. I want to get this thing off here and get the thing running, get some oil into the gearbox, get the exhaust system on, and get it out of my face, because if this doesn't work, it doesn't matter. It's just me being an idiot, which I tend to do a lot. But we've got a horn that works, so good. All right, well, that's where we're at. Right, are we filming? Guess we are. So electrically, that's going to do us. Headlights in, but there's something wrong with either the switch assemblies in here, which are brand new, or the switch assembly loom, which I suspect that's probably the problem. Given that this is where I had to repair this whole thing, I'll probably just take it out at a later date. But at the end of the day, I've got enough that I want. Really all I wanted was a brake light. The indicators, you can hear the indicator. But this is what you get. So, look, it's shits and giggles. This thing had no lights, no switches, nothing. So it's somewhat of a progression. We've got 2 out of 3 idiot lights. We've got the neutral light there, and we've got the indicator light. I don't know what the red one does. I can't remember. And we've got this. So good. Anyway, ants nest come out of that when I first did it too. So we're going to call that. It'll be good enough. So it looks the part, but there's no headlight, no tail light. But we do have brake light on both. So that'll do, Mum. That'll do. The headlight, like I'm ever going to use it. It'd be nice to get the thing working, because I like things to be working, but I just don't have the time. I just don't. So we'll call the electrical there. What we've got now is front brake. God, I can't think. Front brake, rear upholster seat, tidy up the wiring, put the grommet in here, and do the rigging of the carburetor and the oil pump, which is located down in there. So I'll get all that rigged up. Hopefully I'll get that done today, and then I guess we're not far. I've got to take a link out of the chain, and then we'll take it off the hoist, off the bike lift. Probably give a kick in the guts, to be honest with you. The tank, I haven't done anything with the tank yet. I've got to make the air filter up, so I'll probably do that in a sec, actually. It's a job that can now be done. It's got this dirty big dent in this thing. This thing's still got fuel in it. I just haven't done anything with it. I'll try and get this stupid sticker off it. I don't know, we'll see if we can come up with something. Like I said, I'm not going to paint it. We'll give it a clean up. I'm really not bothered by that. It'd be nice if it wasn't such a big dent. I'll try and do something with it. So I'll empty it with fuel and do something with that. And also these mirrors, these are complete junk. So that's just not going to work. My wife seems to think they will. I'll put them on and have a look. But anyway, you may heat them up and adjust them. But we're not too far off, so we'll on this. Righto, about the last job for the day. What's been a very, very frustrating day. Simple things. So there's the seat cover off. We've got the new one over there. Pretty simple affair. There's a bit of erosion of the foam here, but I don't care. It'll do with the new cover on it. That'll be fine. Nothing complicated here. It's got all these little clips you bend out of the way, and obviously hook it back in when you get it in. So I'll give this a bit of a clean up tomorrow. I don't know why this one here has been rolled over onto itself and that one, but we'll give it a bit of a clean out. I'll probably just use lanolin actually and a brush and rag, because I don't want to wet the foam. So we'll attack that in a different manner. Bit of bend in that. There's a metal frame here and that's clearly been bent. Yep, we'll have a look at that. I think that's part of the old seat. That bit of rubber there. Oh no, I won't leave that. Stop. Okay, there's like a seal or pinch weld. There's a pinch weld all the way around to that, so I'll pay a bit more attention to that tomorrow mornings, but I've just had enough today. What went wrong? Bloody brake cable, brand new brake cable. It's the wrong bloody one. Just straight up's the wrong one. So it only gives you about 11mm, 10mm of play once you've got it hooked into the freaking handlebar. So that's wound all the way in. I can't make it any shorter, and even if you didn't have the brake connected, you're only getting that. That's it. So these things are designed to have a pretty generous sort of an adjustment on it, and if I was driving this thing on the road, I just would have binned it, gone and got another one. I've had to modify this, and then I've buggered that up a little bit. I've gone too big with this hole here. Again, it's not going to matter, it'll be fine for around the paddock, but somewhat annoyed at someone's self today. We've got to bleed the oil pump, so I've just been reading into that with these really disjointed freaking instructions. I'll just quickly read this just to make a point of it. This is adjusting the oil pump control wire, the old control wire, eh? Turn the throttle grip until the alignment mark on the carburetor throttle valve comes to the upper end of the carburetor main bore. There was no mark. Keeping the throttle valve unmoved at the position explained in the former procedure. Adjust the cable adjuster so that the line on the control lever aligns with the same on the body, the pump body as shown in figure. There it is shown. If you can make that out, you're a better man than me. There is an alignment mark on here, and when you put the throttle all the way up, it actually goes beyond it. So I read that as, okay, it's going to be too rich, fine. I'd rather have too much oil than not enough oil. In the meantime, we've got to bleed it. The procedure for that is put the oil tank back on. Then you get bleed screws down here, one for the inside of the pump, one for the outside of the pump, or inlet, outlet, I'm figuring. So I've already had a quick crack of that one. Yes, oil bleeds through, so we'll get to that tomorrow. The brakes were just a pain in the arse today. Took another link out of the chain, so that's all hunky-dory now. Just a slow old day for no reason, just things not going exactly right. Happens. So we will go ahead and fit this bad boy up tomorrow. I've just looked at it. There's no new pinch weld for this, so I will take my time with this. I don't want to bugger it like I tend to do things. Why is that like that? Don't know. Anyway, there is someone that's done this on the net. I might rewatch that video. Anyway, cheers. Righto, so what are we doing? Made up a foam filter. I actually, this is a second attempt. So that's just one I'm holding together with some zip ties. It's pretty well sealed. Bit of K&N oil, it's going to do the trick. I made another one up which I'm gluing together, but I was getting too clever for myself, to be honest with you. It's not going to end up any better than just doing that, and that's completely reusable like that, because you can just cut the zip ties, clean it out thoroughly. It's well sealed, it'll do. And this is the cap that goes over. I've just got to find a nut for that. I think I've got a nice cap nut for that. And so we put the air filter housing in. It hooks onto a snorkel, goes in there like that, and that snorkel goes down to the carby feed. I've put a bit of fuel in the carby just to have a bit of a, see if it's leaking. I'll probably take this back off for the initial start, but we're getting close. We've got oil. So the tank's in, I bled it, got a battery drill, ran it back to front. because it runs counterclockwise on the flywheel, that is. The flywheel's counterclockwise to the engine. Interesting. And it's this little tank I made up years ago. You can buy these now. So we've got oil, we've got some fuel in the carby. We'll put the air filter on now. Good mate of mine said the lights are probably going to work. And I had a look at the schematic and he's probably right. It looks like the light, the headlight and tail light won't work unless the engine's running. Interesting. We'll wait out and see on that one. So exhaust pipe it's just a Barry Crocker, this thing, but look, it comes up and looks semi-presentable despite the massive amount of dings. So look, it looks a lot better than what we had, so I'll take that out of the vise now, put the deco on it. The deco bit, you got to have that. I mean, gee golly. There we go. So flash. Like everything else in this bike, rough as gut. So we'll fit that up now, fit the pipe on, and get the upholstery on the seat this afternoon, I reckon. Righto, so I just thought I'd share something that I actually do with every piece of hardware. I either sandblast it or I do this. It just makes things look a bit nicer, that's all. Ditto the nuts, so when you do a nut, obviously I just clamp, even these are real small ones. I'm going over the top here, but that's what I'll do. Clamp it at the end like that. Same thing, turn it around, don't burn your fingers. It's just something that I do, and I think it just gives a nicer finish, as you can see. And that one we've just cleaned was the worst of them. So once they're up like that, and put some corrosion inhibitor, lanolin. I just use lanolin for every bloody thing these days. Yeah, give it a go. Righto, so we'll try and give it a kick in the guts. The fuel line was leaking. I thought I'd better take this cover off because this is where you get access, to doing adjustments to the carburetor, and sure enough, the original line was leaking, so got a new bit of hose. I don't know if it's the right stuff or not, but it'll do for the time being for the function. So we've done that and we've got no leaks this time, so good. We'll try and give it a kick in the guts. The exhaust is on, there you go. Probably have to do a bit of an adjustment here, it's hitting that. Not too bothered by anything at the moment, really. That'll probably get adjusted for, in fact I'll adjust that away with the springs there in the lower setting, so that should move that away. No, it won't, you idiot. It's all bolted the same chassis. Shut up, Blue. So anyway, I've checked it for spark. So we definitely have sparks. That's good. I really haven't done anything to it except put a set of rings in it. So I haven't changed any of the settings here. Just cleaned out the bowl. It should work, he said to him knowingly. Anyway, we'll give it a kick and see what happens, and if in doubt, yes, good old start, you bastard. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Shit, you're not. Second kick. Oh, that's loud. Louder than I want it to be. Alright, so it runs. There we are. We're rich as a dog. La la la. But it runs. I need a better setup for this, do you think? I'll try and zip tie it on and give it another kick. I didn't get a chance to check the lights. But it runs. Didn't use the start, you bastard. Second kick, thing just went. So, Bloody hell, it's loud. Shit. That's not ideal. Anyway, we'll have to sell it. Seriously. Youngest granddaughter doesn't like noise. That's way louder than I expected it to be, and I like I said, I have a baffle in that. Anyway, we shall see. Righto. We're going to call it. That's her. It all come up reasonably neat. The side panels cleaned up well. I'm leaving the patina on the tank. I'm not a patina fan. I don't like patina, but this is just to go around the paddock, and I really want to get back into the XC, and the next thing we're going to start is that bad boy. So I've got to do a pretty major repair to that. I don't know if you can see, but we'll come back to that. In the meantime, it runs. Some of the lights work. I don't know how it rides yet. We'll put some fuel on. Seat come up nice. Not unhappy with that. So I'll just bring this thing down. The bike lift is somewhat sticky. So we'll just step on him. There we go. Come on. Probably not the most ideal way to do that, but anyway. Had to bend the exhaust because it was hitting the shock and the swing arm and the indicator. So managed to bend the bracket, put a couple of spaces in, and it's got airspace there and there now. And you can see there's a cutout in the, or a press in the exhaust specifically for that. The seat mechanism works good. There's an O-ring kit from an aircraft. And so that's worked out quite well. Looks like I've got to do another clip there. I've missed that one, it's all right. I'll come back to that in a little while. Actually, I'll fix that before I go riding. So the aim is now to go for a ride. And if it goes for a ride, I'll get my wife to film the bike riding. So there she is. Rough as guts. Like I said, this isn't, it's all skew and bent. but I don't really care. It is what it is. It's a far sight better than the piece of crap that turned up you know, a couple of months ago. So anyway, on we'll just fix that upholstery and put some fuel in.